Okay, guys, so October is finally here, and that means I should be doing some sort of Halloween countdown, but instead, I'm going to be doing a countdown to the Cult of Chucky since, it's going to be out. I guess by the time this video is online, it will be out, like on its release date. So, but all being said, I'm going to start with the very first Child's Play, and there's going to be spoilers, some spoiler mentions in this review, so that is your warning. So, anyway, I gotta say, there were a lot of horror franchises that I sat through, and I didn't watch them all in the exact order, like where I went from like a part 3 to a part 1 to a part 2 and all that stuff. And but this franchise, however, I watched in the exact order, and I'm really glad I did that. But however, my introduction to Chucky is when they showed a TV spot for Child's Play 2, and that was my introduction to the character. And sometime after that, I thought, oh, I want I want my parents to rent the first Child's Play, and then they did, and then some friends were over, and we all watched it, and going in, since like if I was an adult, I probably would have been disappointed that I had an idea of who Chucky was before seeing the first movie, but it didn't bother me so much because I was just a kid, and so going into this movie, I really did enjoy it, and and it was creepy how how you don't really see Chucky, like in action, like where you see him and he's talking and all that stuff, and it's just where you know that he's there and he's running, into the living room, the watch the news, and they're not like that, and the babysitter's pissing him off, and then she kills, and then he kills her, and so yeah, like this movie did creep me out, even though I'm not really scared of dolls, but this did creep me out. This is probably the only time Chucky really did creep me out. I wasn't afraid of him where I couldn't watch it again by myself or anything like that, but he did creep me out. And one of my favorite original ideas that they were gonna go with in for this movie is that it was gonna they originally were gonna toy with the audience, with the viewers, and trying to make us guess, is Chucky really alive, or is Andy making this up in his head, or is and he's just doing all this himself. I think that was the original idea, and that would have been an interesting direction to take that, where have the movie progress that way, and then near the end, like near the third act of the movie, we find out that Andy is telling the truth, the doll is really alive, and then we don't show that whole monologue of Charles Lee Ray until a little bit later, and then we find out that the cop who gunned down Charles Lee Ray, and then we see all that in the third act, oh, okay, it's all coming together, and he told the truth. But the way the movie, the direction they went with the movie was fine on its own, because we met Charles Lee Ray while he was being chased down, and he was gunned down, and he transferred his soul into the doll. So we kind of knew that, right there and there, that the doll is going to be very much alive. And but and that's where it's just, after all this time, it does hold up. It's still creepy, and the other movies don't have that same effect as this one does. You can say what you want about Chucky. We all may love Chucky to the point where we'll say all these movies are great, and they're all scary, but the other movies are not really scary to me. This is the only movie that I consider really, really creepy. And so yeah, like I had a really fun time with this movie, and I think one of the creepiest moments in the movie is where Andy's mother is alone with Chucky, and she sees that there's no batteries in there, and she is basically trying to, get him to come alive and just talk to her and whatever. And I was just like, when he finally came alive and he's cussing at her and he's like biting on her and all that. I was just like, oh gosh. And another favorite moment of mine is when he confronts the man who taught him all that voodoo stuff and how to, transfer his soul from from one body to another, and etc. And he kills him with his voodoo doll. Like, it's just, I mean, like, I think that's a lot of I think a lot of fans, and do enjoy that scene. Man. And another creepy scene is when Andy set Chucky on fire, and then you find out that Chucky is not dead yet. And he stands up in the hallway, and Andy sees that, oh shit, he's not dead yet. And he says, "Hello, Andy." It was like, man, that poor kid. That poor kid is going through some serious trauma. I mean, like, I felt bad for him. Like, when he sees that Chucky is coming for him and he's yelling at the doctor, like, he's coming for me, he's gonna kill me, and he's bawling in tears. Man. And another creepy moment is, of course, the very last shot of the movie where we see that the, Mike, the cop, shot Chucky in his heart, and then as Chucky was dying, he says, "Hi, I'm Chucky," and then his normal voice changes from his voice to a little boy's voice, and it was creepy. And what makes it even creepier is when Andy and his mom are leaving the room, and he's staring at Chucky the whole time. The way, that cold stare that he's giving him, and after all this time and hearing that creepy music, it holds up, in my opinion. So with that all being said, this gets 4.5 chair spins out of 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 chair spins. So I'm gonna try to get through all of these movies in one night, and then they'll all probably be up like, sometime like, that exact day that Cult of Chucky will be, available for Blu-ray and DVD and all that stuff. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed my review on the very first Child's Play, make sure you thumb up the video, click subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my review for Child's Play 2. So until then, I'll see you there. Peace out, y'all.